Carl, why have the Labour group decided to call in the issue regarding the building and the contracts of 3 schools in Thurrock?
Because we feel that that should be examined by a wider circle of councillors. We're not happy with what's happened. We've got some concerns about it, and there's a considerable amount of taxpayers' money involved. The report, the secret report by PricewaterhouseCoopers is not complimentary of the council, and we felt that we needed to get that further examined by fresh eyes to see if there's any lessons to be learned and any further action that might need to be taken. We can't say too much because the issue was raised in secret last December. The report was heard in secret, and I think the Cabinet were hoping that this would just go away, but it's not going to go away because we are really sort of concerned about the processes that were undertaken.
What do you think happened?
Well, we don't know what happened. We don't know. That's part of the process. So we want to find out what happened, what the processes were, and examine in a bit more detail the report that was considered by the Cabinet.
But what's your hunch?
Well, I haven't got a hunch because I'm generally not in the loop. I mean, what's happened here is that 10 members of the council, the Cabinet, have seen a report and had more background information than the 39 others, and we want someone independent of all of that process to look at it and see if there's anything wrong. We don't know. We just don't know. I mean, it's just, we can't tell. I mean, it's a genuine secret.
So what, just going back to basics now, what does actually a call-in mean? What happens?
What that means is that the issue is considered by Cabinet. It's sufficiently of concern to us, or any other members of the public can call an issue in. They fill a form in, it goes in, it's then considered by a scrutiny panel. They look at the issues, they decide after hearing evidence from people whether there are other recommendations to make. We called in the newspaper issue last month, and thankfully the scrutiny panel, which is an all-party panel, agreed with me that it was a daft idea and sent it back to the Cabinet, and the Cabinet agreed that their idea was daft, and they're now looking at it in a different way, so that's a good thing. Hopefully they'll make some recommendations about this and examine it in further detail. They might even set up their own little a panel to look into it in more detail. That is what I hope they do. I mean, I understand commercial confidentiality and all that sort of thing, and we accept that might need to be in camera, but there is a public interest in ensuring that these issues are at least aired to other members other than the council's Cabinet.
I know we're speaking in hypotheticals here, but is this, in your career, in your experience, is this extraordinary?
Well, I'm a bit long in the tooth as a councillor, but it is extraordinary. I'm surprised by some of the things that I've seen. I hope that there is a perfectly legitimate explanation for what the council did and the processes that they employed, but I just don't know, and that's the purpose of the call-in. I haven't got a hunch, I haven't got any preconceived ideas, because I just generally don't know what was happening when those decisions were made. But we are concerned. Might be perfectly legitimate, they might not. I don't know.